It is my beautiful Rosebuds. Of course, it is your favorite Rosebud, Cyn, and I am coming back with yet another drama-filled video for you guys today. Yeah. We about to splish splash with some good old tea. Now, before I do get into this video, I do want to go ahead and ask you guys to like this video. Go ahead and share. Also, subscribe to your girl. Hit that notification bell so that when I do upload more videos, you guys can either see my beautiful face or hear my marvelous voice come across your screen. And follow your girl. It's free 99. I know y'all see that on the screen. Go ahead and go to them and follow your girl. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, this is going to be a little bit of it's going to be more of a rant type video, but it's a topic. Pretty much, of course, we already know that Cyn Santana and Joe Budden actually broke up, even though Joe Budden originally tried to say that they didn't break up and him and Cyn Santana were still together until Cyn Santana kind of burst that bubble. And that's probably why you and Cyn Santana ain't together no more. I told you he needed to fix his relationship instead of worrying about what Safari's cheating ass is doing with Erica, but that's neither here nor there. Now, it seems like recently Joe Budden has come out trying to imply that Cyn Santana is actually keeping their son, baby Lexington, away from him. Now, he never came out and said that it's her, but we know Joe as well as Cyn Santana are good at subliminals, and they throw them subliminals, baby, they do. So pretty much this is a subliminal. He actually tweeted out on August 13th he was missing his son and how he's going through the drama again, as if he's saying going through trying to be in his son's life and take care of him. He's going through drama with the mom. Now, again, like I said, he never came out and said that he was specifically talking about baby Lexington and that this is Cyn Santana. But let's go ahead and let's put our thinking caps on here. He said again. Now, he does have an older son, right? That is an adult. This is an adult. So for him to say again, the only other child that I do know of him having besides his older son is baby Lexington that he shares with Cyn Santana. So people pretty much, were putting on their little tin foil hats and like, oh, is he talking about Cyn? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play the guessing game, and we think that he is talking about Cyn. So because people were assuming he was talking about Cyn Santana, this caused a lot of people to actually come for Cyn and pretty much calling her a bitter baby mama for trying to keep Joe Budden from his son and saying that the only reason she was doing this is because they're not together anymore, right? So she did actually speak out on the situation, trying to pretty much, she did her subliminal thing. She did her subliminal thing without actually saying Joe Budden's name. Reason I said she is coming out addressing the situation in subliminals is she did a series of tweets, and those should be on the screen right now for you guys to check out. But the main tweet that actually stood out to me, right, is where she said, pay close attention to the people's pay close attention to people's patterns and tactics. It'll save you headache, heartache, and energy. Protect your spirit. So pretty much based off that, what she's pretty much trying to say is Joe Budden's patterns and tactics, pay attention to it. Now, let me explain to you guys why I felt like she's pretty much trying to say that he's lying and that she's not keeping their baby from him, and kind of trying to throw the jab back at Joe Budden, like, well, maybe you don't have your son as much as you do is because you're the deadbeat. Is, again, like I said, before baby Lexington, Joe actually had an older son who is now an adult. And Joe Budden actually came out, and I'm pretty sure you guys can go out here and you can locate the I believe it was an interview, but you can, or it could have been a tweet, I don't remember exactly, I apologize, but I do remember, no, it was a video. The reason I remember it was a video is because he was having an interview, and Joe Budden actually admitted himself that when it came to his older son, he wasn't around the way he needed to be. He wasn't there with his older son. He was out, like, because I guess this was when he was just blowing up and becoming big in the industry. He was out there living his best life and focused on him and he really didn't make time for his oldest son, right? So by Cyn Santana saying pay attention to people's patterns and their tactics, right, what she's trying to say is, well, Joe has a pattern, because if you just look back at how he treated his older son and how he was with his older son, it's the same thing. He wasn't really involved, he wasn't there, and he wasn't being the father that he needed to be, right? Now granted, him and his older son have a better relationship with each other now that his son is a grown-up, and they were able to patch things up and get past whatever situation as far as him not being there and stepping up to be the father that he should have been. But in this particular situation right now, you have Cyn saying, look at his patterns, and then when she hits tactics, the only thing that I can think of when she tries to say tactics is, and I kind of peeped this a little bit, but I ain't say much about it, but it seemed like she was trying to say, look at his tactics, which means that when he's out here and he's not doing what he's supposed to do, and he's not taking care of his child, instead of sitting here, not saying that he's not taking as far as taking care of his child, but pretty much in situations when he's doing wrong, what I've noticed is he'll try to like take the shift the attention off of him and put it on somebody else, and he'll normally try to bring up situations or imply things towards other people to kind of take the attention off of him. Because, like, I mean, let's be real though, I'm pretty sure he was getting asked about it, because I follow Joe Budden on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure if you guys pay attention to my my social medias, y'all know that everything Gossip Blood 87, y'all see it on the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and put that up for you guys to see if you need to get that information to go follow your girl. But anyway, and I also follow him on Twitter, and I even follow his podcast. What I'm gonna sit here and say is, you notice that he doesn't post his son, baby Lexington, often. You notice that he doesn't have him up very often. So I'm pretty sure people started wondering, well, why ain't we seen you with baby Lexington? Why ain't we seen you? I think there was one picture where they were swimming, and I think baby Lexington fell asleep. But other than that, there ain't really that many pictures, and so I'm pretty sure people started questioning him, and so to kind of throw people off his back, he was like trying to imply that the reason he don't have his son is because of Cyn Santana, and it looks like Cyn Santana is trying to hit back and be like, no, the reason you don't have your son is because of your own doing. Now, the reason I said this was going to be a little bit of a rant is because let's get real here, guys. Let's get really, really real. And I'm not going to go just at one gender. I'm going at both genders, because I've personally seen and I personally know people on both sides who actually do this, right? Now, the first one I'm gonna go into before we I'm actually gonna go in on the baby mamas first, because like the reason I'm sitting here saying that is, you do have where it seems like it's always geared towards going off on the guy, and it's the guy's fault, when really everybody be doing wrong. But let me go ahead and give y'all my opinion and we can go in this rant. So when it comes to females, right, that's why I said in this situation, I don't know. I have to pay attention, and I have to see what comes from it. The reason I say I have to pay attention and I have to see what comes from it, right, is you literally have baby mamas who use their children as pawns. And when I say they use their children as pawns, it's to the effect, I've seen females who, if a guy doesn't want to be with them, they try to say, oh, well, your dad didn't want, like pretty much say your dad didn't want us, as far as trying to include the child, as far as trying to say that the dad didn't want the child, the dad didn't care about the child, the dad just kind of threw them off to the back burner, which that irks my nerves so bad. The reason I say it irks my nerves so bad is just because that man doesn't want to be with you anymore and have a relationship with you does not mean that he doesn't want to have a relationship with his child, be a part of his child's life, and actually be there in his child's life. That just means he doesn't want to have a relationship with you. But what I've noticed is with a lot of baby mamas is, if he doesn't want to be with me, then I'm gonna take his kid from him, like using the kid as a freaking pawn to try to force the man to do something that she wants him to do, and if he doesn't, oh well, your child is gone, you can't see your child, right? Like, I've seen females who will take the child away or instantly run down to the child support office or the courthouse to put a man on child support if a man moves on with another woman, because he could be very well be taking care of his child. He could have very well been paying for this child's stuff, giving money, all types of stuff. But as soon as that man moves on, that baby mama gets in her feelings. She, again, like I said, gets bitter, and she uses the child to, like, ultimately what I'm saying is, it seems like when it comes to bitter baby mamas and bitches who can't get over the fact that the guy doesn't want to be with them and doesn't want to have a relationship with them, they use the child to try to hurt the man. And I don't understand that. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like a child needs both parents. Not saying that y'all have to be together and in the home. They just need their mom, but they also need their dad. Both parents should be actively involved in their life. Now, if y'all aren't together no more, that's fine, but at the end of the day, both parents still need to be actively involved in the child's life. Now, I don't understand why these bitches do that. Like, and I know I'm cussing and I'm going off, but because I've seen it so much and it aggravates me and it annoys me to my core. I don't know why females will do what I just said, but then turn around, right? Turn around and go and talk shit about the baby daddy. Oh, he don't do this. He don't take care of his child. He just threw his child away. But she's not saying that, well, he said he don't want to be with me, so because he don't want to be with me, I'm taking our child from him. Or he went off and got a new girlfriend, and I don't want the new girlfriend around my child, so I'm taking our child away from him, when she has no right to do that. None. So, like, literally, like, how dare y'all? How dare y'all do that? Like, stop being fucking bitter and let that man be a part of his child's life. Let that man be a father. Like, when you decided to lay down and have a child with this man, first and foremost, a lot of it is like they're having children without even being married. So you laid down and you had a child with this man before you even got a ring in a real ass commitment. Like, that's on you. If you just gonna be the long-time girlfriend, that's fine. But don't sit here and get in your feelings and think that he's supposed to be with you forever because y'all got kids together. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Even if y'all were to get married, y'all can get married, y'all can have kids, y'all can get do you know how often people get divorced? Do y'all know how often people get divorced? Like, that doesn't matter. And oh my god, and I have personal experience with this, I cannot stand a bummy ass nigga who sits here and tries to use the child as a way to have, like, pretty much they feel like there's dudes out here who feel like just because they have a child with a girl, right, they have instant access to this woman for whatever they want to do, whether it's they want to have sex, whether it's they want to play games and make the girl feel like they gonna be together and they gonna be a family just to get something out of her. Pretty much they try to use the child as a means to get access to the mom, right? And as soon as they don't get their way, where, like, say they trying to hook up with the mom and the mom's like, nah, back up, they get mad and then all of a sudden they ghost the child. And I think that is bogus. I think that is bullshit. Like, how can you sit there and, like, if you didn't want children, you shouldn't have had children. Like, and like, there's a lot of dudes who sit here and they'll get a girl pregnant just to trap her. Well, both, like I said, both men and women do this, because there's women who'll get pregnant to trap a man, and there's men who'll purposely get a girl pregnant to trap her. So it happens across the board. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking retarded. Like, instead of sitting here playing these little childish ass games, grow the fuck up, boss the fuck up, because at the end of the day, when y'all decided y'all were gonna have kids, it became about the kids. Stop sitting here playing these games. And what I've noticed about the dude, right, is like, as soon as he don't get his way, like I just said about the female, as soon as he don't get his way, he goes to child, right? And then of course you have people, well, what's going on or whatever, instead of taking responsibility and be like, well, I didn't get my way, she's not trying to give me no play, this, then the other, so I dipped on my child. They're gonna say, oh, well, the mom is keeping her from me, the mom won't let me see her, the mom this, the mom that. And like I sat here and said, he could just be lying through his teeth, but he's saying that because he's trying to take the attention off him. So that's why he's saying that. But really, ultimately, like, baby mamas need to do better. Like, y'all need, like, not saying all of us, because I'm a baby mama too, not saying all of us are bad, but there are some that need to do better, and they need to realize that just because they have a child with somebody does not mean that they instantly own or have rights to or can control the dad, and vice versa. So y'all need to get it together. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this video here, guys. Y'all go ahead and comment down below. Y'all give me y'all opinion on this situation. Do y'all feel like it's a possibility that Cyn is keeping baby Lexington from Joe Budden, or do you feel like Joe Budden lying through his teeth? Ultimately, I don't know what's going on, because there's a possibility Cyn could be keeping the baby from Joe, but then we've seen Joe. He's even admitted he's been grimy when it came to his older child. So you don't know the situation, but ultimately, if Cyn's being a bitter baby mama and she is keeping that child from her, shame on her. From Joe. Shame on her. She needs to, like, y'all probably are going to destroy me if I say this, right? If a parent is keeping a child from the other parent without a legitimate reason, meaning the child is in danger, the child has, like, been harmed, like, without a legitimate reason, and not some, I don't like the way you cut their hair, or I don't like this, or I don't like the legitimate, like, reason. I feel like if it's proven that that parent is keeping that child from the other parent, and it's on petty grounds, like, as far as when it comes to the mom, y'all might hate me for this, but I'll say it, the custody should be taken from y'all and given to the dad. And the reason I say custody should be taken from y'all and given to the dad is you don't use a child as a pawn. Like, for either sex, you don't use the child as a pawn. But let's be real, most dads that are doing it, they don't have access to the they don't have possession of the child, where the child is living in their home and this, that, and the other, so they just ghost and the mom's just stuck with the responsibilities by herself. But when it comes to, what I will say is, when it comes to moms, if y'all are sitting here playing these little games and trying to keep a father from his child, you should have your rights taken from, not rights, but you should have your custody taken from you, meaning that the custody goes to the dad, and you become the non-custodial parent, where you're the one paying child support and you're the one who gets visitation with the child, since you want to be like that. And for these dads who sit here and get mad because they can't get back with the mom and they ghost their child, I feel like they should sit here and they should be like, yeah, you should still pay your child support, but I feel like there should be consequences in place, because you should not just ghost on a child. I'm sorry, like, if you feel like you can't be a parent, stop going out here and slanging your dang-a-ling or opening your coochie to any and everybody. How about y'all sit here and y'all don't have sex at all, so that you can't take a chance of getting pregnant? Because let's be real, you can use a condom and it still it break. So I mean, that's not like 100% like soundproof. So yeah. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stop ranting. Go ahead and like this video, share this video, subscribe to your girl, hit that notification bell so that when I do upload more videos, you guys can see my beautiful face or hear my lovely voice come across your screen. Sharing is caring, so go ahead and share this video, and also follow your girl. It is free, 99, all social media under Gossip Bud 87, and until the next video, guys, bye.